You know, he would play League of Legends while he's on the phone doing a $20 million deal.
Taking Mountain Dew and sledgeling, using a trackball. Nothing like regular amphetamine use to make you appreciate how dumb a lot of normal, non-medicated human experience is. But what about this FTX thing?
Oh, yeah, well...
That's where it gets crazy.
Which I love is, they're all reporting on, like, how could this happen? Like, you know, he would play League of Legends while he's on the phone doing a $20 million deal. And then, who was it, Goldman Sachs? Somebody's like, I love this kid. They all think it's great. They're like, how could they think that's great? Because he's a rich kid with connected parents. It's not, if he was just some jerk off the street who looked like that,
right?
They wouldn't be like, oh, this is great.
Well, his mom was a big Democratic Party operative, right? Wasn't she something along those lines?
Also MIT, the guy at the SEC that he would talk to was an MIT professor.
On. Go back, Jamie. What did you just show me?
I was trying to find the actual thing, and that wasn't it, but this is what he was talking about.
Crypto's biggest crash saw a guy playing League of Legends while luring investors. So while he was looking for he was playing this fucking game while he was talking to the investors?
If you just pay a bunch of money to the media, which is what he did, they'll just write things about how great you are.
That's the other thing.
He was a jerk off.
Yeah.
They'll write because there's only two kinds of stories. My friend who used to work with, she told me it's either puff, outrage. It's like puff pieces or hit pieces. That's all they do. Because that's how you get people to look at it and whatever. So that's all they can do.
So you could bribe these companies to do puff pieces.
That's what he did.
Isn't that wild?
The guy from Shark Tank that they asked him, he's like, I'd work with him again.
I think he was actually one of the guys that got paid too.
Of course.
I think he's one of the spokespeople, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Kevin O'Leary?
He had to give some fun disclosures on that video where he's like, before we get started on this, let me tell you that all my business accounts are involved in FTX and I've invested in it.
Dude, there's a video of him
on
Shark Tank tearing apart some guy who brought a Ponzi scheme to him.
Oh, no.
In fact, where did I say? I think it's CoffeeZilla.
Maybe he believes in this kid.
Yeah, I bet he does. It's just if you know the right people and his brother works with like a Gap or something, a guard against pandemics. Every single thing that you would see.
Did you see what the young lady said? She posted it on Twitter about her regular amphetamine use.
Oh, the chick
making people make life. What does she say?
I didn't see
Makes real life seem silly.
Yeah.
See if you can find out what her post was. But she was talking on Twitter about how consuming amphetamines on a regular basis. Here it is. Made non-medicated life seem dumb.
Oh, no shit. It was. But you see the obvious things they're saying.
Look. Nothing like regular amphetamine use to make you appreciate how dumb a lot of normal, non-medicated human experience is. That is a hilarious thing to say from someone who, in April 5th of 2021, is responsible for how much money?
Dude, but you know what's crazy? They're all whacked out on legal prescription drugs.
Yeah, they're whacked out on. There's another thing that he was taking in a transdermal patch. He was taking sledgeline or something like that. Let's find Derek's video on it because Derek describes it. But the sledgeline one, he had like a nicotine patch. It was like a patch.
What's up, guys? Derek, moreplates.com. Today we're talking about Sam Bankman-Fried and his nootropic use, his drug use, his cognitive-enhancing, dopaminergic enhancing drugs that he's using to stay cognitively fucking dialed, dude, for being the hyper-productive entrepreneur that he is, bro. So if you haven't seen, I'm sure you've probably seen, if you're clicking this, the FTX debacle. He's all in the news and has been for a minute now. Crypto fears contagion as billions owed to creditors. Sam Bankman-Fried becomes an ESG truth teller. FTX fires 3 of Sam Bankman-Fried's top deputies. Celebs like Tom Brady, Larry David did ads for crypto giant FTX. Now they're getting sued. Sam Bankman-Fried says, fuck regulators. Musk's Twitter ultimatum and making TikToks instead of ads. This is Matt Levine on the collapse of Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX and Alameda. So apparently this guy went from a billionaire to nothing essentially overnight from this complete disaster of a situation. If you want some insight onto exactly what happened, check out CoffeeZilla. High quality information on a regular basis in a highly entertaining format. Highly recommend his channel for anything crypto scam related, essentially, or anything financial.
That other guy, the guy who was the head dog at Google, was it Google or Facebook? Chamath? Where was he from? Was he from Google, right?
I think he runs this at the venture capital fund. I don't know. He probably used to work there.
Wasn't he like
back in
the
day.
top guy
I don't
of
know
Google?
exactly.
Anyway, he's a billionaire, and he really understands it. And he actually
I
reached
see
out to
that guy,
them,
yeah.
contacted them, and said, you should form a board. And they told him to go fuck himself. That's literally what they said to
Was
him.
he like,
go
I love
fuck
this
yourself.
kid?
He was like, he's a fucking billionaire financial guy who actually understands how
Yeah.
money works. And he said, like, this is what you guys got to do.
Oh,
Like,
they-
and they're like, go fuck yourself.
Do you think the nootropics were making them arrogant?
But they're on speed all day, man. These guys are jacked up on speed,
And they're all
making
fucking.
billions. And
You
they're
know-
fucking each other, all of them.
It's
All
just-
9 of them.
In a house in the Bahamas, just smells
Just-
like nerd fucking.
Just nerd fucking. Just taking Mountain Dew and sledgeline, using a trackball.
These tweets on the side of this are crazy. That's probably what he's talking about.
What's he saying?
It says like MSAM has fatal side effects when eaten with meat products.
yeah,
Oh, so is that why he's a
Pathological
vegan?
Gambling and
yeah.
hypersexuality.
It's that fearlessness.
Pathological gambling and hypersexuality.
Yeah, have you heard of this before on other? I've heard of this with other drugs.
Whoa.
You know,
That's
just
what
like
happened,
the-
right? That dude dumped all of his coins. He sold
Oh,
all of his
yeah.
coins, and they really
Binance?
couldn't cover it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was his like rival.
yeah. He had a whole back door installed in that, so that his kind of house, one of girlfriend or whatever she is, ran Alameda Research,
Right.
and then they had some.
They
back
funneled
door,
off
yeah.
like $10 billion into
Yeah.
that. It's the whole thing is so wild. They were just
Yeah.
on speed playing with fake money.
It's so funny to watch the videos where it's obvious, and all you need is people to be on board.
Yeah.
If all the right people are on board, that's
Yeah.
all it takes.
It's like the Epstein Island thing.
Yeah, everyone. It's like everything's to train you to get to be. Like you don't really get to pick if you say whatever your politics, right?
Right.
Whatever you would call yourself, you don't get to decide that. Like we'll let you know what you are.
Right.
You could decide maybe a gender. You go ahead and pick out a gender, honey, but you're not getting to pick. Everything else about your identity will be assigned to you from now on.
You can only that can only be assigned if it's convenient. You see, it's wild.
That's what
people
FTX
they're profiting off of a mind virus.
You could juke the numbers however you want.
Yeah.
If you pay, you pay into it. I
Yeah.
like a carbon, like your personal carbon.
And it
footprint.
sounds good. You're trying to make the world a better place, a more equitable place, a
Yeah.
beautiful place,
Yeah,
a
that
more
kid said
just
that.
place, more diverse place.
He said that openly.
Sounds
and,
great.
And also that it was bullshit openly to someone he thought was giving him a favorable article. Because they're all really, really kid gloves with this FTX kid. He must have paid out.
It is weird how they kid gloves with him, right? Like
Yeah.
some places not at all, and other places like trying to paint him as a person who just made mistakes.
Yeah, the whole point of giving somebody a shit ton of money is not so you have to give them orders of what to. They just have an insight. Like, no, he's one of the good ones. I know we hate billionaires here, but this guy gave us like
Millions.